from Uganda. Mi nombre es Noelia Leighton y soy de Ecuador.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Atgoza Letras from Uganda.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Mandela Kendami from South Africa.
අද අපි ලෝක දීවර ජනතා සම්මේලනයේ තරුණ මහා සම්මේලනයේ සංවිධානයෙන් පවත්වනවා our ocean school අපේ සාගර පාසල කියන මාතෘකාවෙන් තරුණ පිරිසට රටවල් 15කින් ඇවිල්ලා ඉන්න තරුණ පිරිසට විශේෂයෙන්ම පාරිසරික දීවර කර්මාන්තය පිළිබඳව දැනුවත්භාවය ලබා දෙන ආහාර ස්වෛරීත්වය පිළිබඳව සංවාදයේ ගොඩනගෙන වැඩපිළිවෙලක් මේකෙදි මේ රටවල් වල තරුණ තරුණියෝ 40කට අධික පිරිසක් අපේ තරුණ තරුණියෝ 20කට අධික පිරිසක් එක්ක එකතු වෙලා පාරිසරික කෘෂි කර්මාන්තය පාරිසරික දීවර කර්මාන්තය පිළිබඳව කොයි ආකාරයකටද අපි මේ පවතින දීවර අර්බුද වලට විවිධ ආකාර වලින් දීවර කර්මාන්තය ඇතුළත දෙන බලපෑම එක පැත්තකින් අඩෝලාන කැපීම ජල ජීව වගාව ඒ වගේම පෙරලාසන්න විනාශකාරී දීවර කර්මාන්තය ඒ වගේම විනාශකාරී පාරිසරික හානි කරන සංචාරක ව්‍යාපාර ඒ වගේම විවිධ ආකාරයේ දීවර සම්පත් විනාශ කරන පරිසර පද්ධති විනාශ කරන මුහුදු පතුල විනාශ කරන බොටම් ට්‍රෝලින් වගේ දේවල් ලයික් කෝස් වගේ දේවල් පිළිබඳව මේ සංවාදය අපි ගෙනියනවා මොකද ඒකට හේතුව තමයි මේක මේ විදිහට ගියොත් මේ මහා මුහුද විනාශ වෙලා තවදුරටත් මත්ස්‍ය සම්පත නැති ඒ වගේම තවදුරටත් සාගර සම්පත විනාශ කරන තවදුරටත් මේ මනුෂ්‍යත්වයට හානි කරන මේ පාරිසරික බලපෑම තීව්‍ර කරන තත්ත්වයකට ඇති කරනවා. ඒ නිසා අපි ඒ තත්ත්වය ගොඩනගා ගැනීම සඳහා වෙනස් කිරීම සඳහා මොන ආකාරයේ ක්‍රියාකාරීත්වද ගන්න කියන එක ගැන සාකච්ඡා කරපුවාම අපිට පේනවා පාරිසරික දීවර කර්මාන්තය මෙහි වැදගත් කාර්යභාරයක් ඉටු කරනවා. ආහාර ස්වෛරීත්වය දිනා ගැනීම සඳහා යන ගමනේදී අපි භාවිතා කරන දීවර ක්ෂේත්‍රය හරහා අපිට කොහොමද පාරිසරික දීවර කර්මාන්තය යොදාගන්නේ ඒ දිශාවට යන්න. ඒ නිසා අපි හිතනවා මේක ලෝකේ පුරාම මේ ව්‍යාප්තිය ලෝකේ පුරාම ගමන් කරනවා. රටවල් 15ක් මෙතන ඉන්නවා. මීට එහා ලෝක දීවර සම්මේලන රටවල් 50ක් ඉන්නවා. ඒ රටවල් එක්කම අපි මේක සංවාද කරනවා. ඒකෝර මේක ඓතිහාසික අවස්ථාවක්. මොකද ඒකට හේතුව තමයි මේක මේ වගේ සාකච්ඡාවක් ලෝක දීවර ජනතා සම්මේලනය ආරම්භ කරන්නේ පළවෙනි වතාවට. ඒතර මේක සංකල්පයක් හැටියට මේක ප්‍රායෝගික තත්ත්වයන් හැටියට මේක ලෝකෙට ගෙනියනවා. මේක ලංකාවට වැදගත් වෙන කාරණාවක් තියෙනවා. ඒ කාරණාව තමයි ලංකාවේ පරිසර පද්ධතින් එක්ක විශේෂයෙන්ම මේ වැවත් එක්ක සම්බන්ධ වෙච්ච එල්ලංගා පද්ධතිය එක්ක සම්බන්ධ වෙච්ච මේ දීවර කර්මාන්තය මේ දක්වා වැව දාගැබ ගම පන්සල කියන සංකල්පයේ යටතේ අපි කොහොමද අපේ දීවර කර්මාන්තය කෘෂි කර්මාන්තය වගේම කීගොවීන් ගමේ අනිකුත් ගැමියන් එකතුව මේ ආහාර ස්වෛරීත්වය දිනා ගැනීම සඳහා වැඩ කළේ කියන කාරණය පිළිබඳව විශාල පණිවිඩයක් ලෝකෙට දෙන්න පුළුවන් අවස්ථාවක් මේක. ඒ නිසාම අපිට මේක අතිශය වැදගත් අතිශයම තීරණාත්මක වැඩක්. මොකද මේ පණිවිඩය අපි ලෝකෙට දුන්නොත් අපි ඉතිහාසගත වෙන කණ්ඩායම් බවට පත් වෙනවා. විශේෂයෙන්ම ලංකාවේ අපි ආරම්භ කරලා තියෙන මේ කර්මාන්ත පාරිසරික දීවර කර්මාන්ත ක්‍රියාවලිය ලෝකෙට දුන්න නම ලෝක එක පැත්තකින් ජාතික දීවර සාහිත්‍ය ව්‍යාපාරය අනිත් පැත්තෙන් මේක ප්‍රායෝගිකව භාවිතා කරපු දීවරයින්ට කාන්තාවන්ට තරුණයින්ට ගොවියන්ට මේක උපහාරයක් වෙනවා.
Research officer of the World Forum of Fisher Peoples to deliver the welcome speech.
Pleasure and honor to welcome all of you to the our Ocean School Training Program. Today is a very special day for us. We are not simply opening another training program. We are bringing together young leaders, community leaders, and people, organizations from across 3 continents, Africa, Asia, and the Americans and the Caribbean, to learn from each other and to build a common vision for our oceans, our food system, and our communities. First, I would like to extend a very special and warm welcome to our WFFP leaders who have continually stood with small-scale fishing communities around the world and strengthened the global struggle of the rights, dignity and livelihoods of fishing people. Your presence here gives a special meaning and strength to our ocean school. To all our international participants, a very warm welcome to Sri Lanka, welcome to NAFSO, welcome to WFFP and welcome to our ocean school. We are honored to have participants joining us from Kenya, Uganda, Senegal and South Africa, Bangladesh, India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Indonesia and Philippines, Thailand and St. Lucia, Trinidad and Tobago, Ecuador and Panama. You have traveled from different parts of the world, bringing different cultures, languages, ecosystems and experiences. But despite these differences, we are connected by the ocean. We are connected by the food it provides, by the livelihoods it supports, by communities that depends on it, and also by the struggles we face to protect it. Why our ocean school is? Our ocean school was created from a very simple understanding. Communities already have knowledge. Fisher understand the sea, farmers understand the soil and water, women understand food system and community resilience. Young people bring energy, creativity and new ideas. For generations, communities have developed ways of living with nature, protecting resources and producing food. Our responsibility is not to replace this knowledge. Our responsibility is to recognize it, strengthen it, share it and connect with other forms of knowledge. That is what our ocean school is about. What will we learn? Over these 4 days, we will explore a number of interconnected areas. We will discuss food sovereignty, the rights of food and communities to have control over their food system. We will explore agroecology and aquaecology and learn how we can produce food by working with the nature rather than destroying the ecosystems that sustain us. We will look at fisheries and climate change because climate change is already changing our oceans, rivers, lagoons, fisheries and livelihoods. We will critically discuss the blue economy and ask a very important question. Blue economy for whom? If development creates profit for a few but takes away fishing grounds, destroy ecosystems and displace communities, can we really call it sustainable? We will also explore human rights, commons, governance, gender justice and youth leadership. Because we cannot protect nature without protecting people. And we cannot build strong communities without ensuring the meaningful participation and leadership of women and young people. One of the most powerful aspects of this program is the diversity represented in this room. From Sri Lanka, we have participants bringing experiences from Negombo, Jaffna, Southern Province, Northern Province, every provinces. Sri Lanka with the Caribbean, it connects fisher, farmers, women and youth across borders. Our languages may be different, our culture may be different, our countries may be different, but our responsibility is shared. So, let these 4 days be a journey of learning, solidarity and action. Let us learn from the ocean, let us learn from our communities, let us learn from our differences, and most importantly, let us learn from each other. Once again, I warmly welcome all of you to our Ocean School. A special welcome to our WFFP leaders, welcome to our international participants, welcome to Sri Lanka, welcome to NAFSO and WFFP, and welcome to this global learning community. Let us learn together, let us build solidarity together, and let us work together for food sovereignty, ecological justice, and communities that have the power to shape the future of the oceans. Welcome to our Ocean School. Thank you, everyone.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Nobate Mbunzegu. I'm from South Africa. Winnie from Uganda.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Joan Kaisinga from Uganda.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Asan Vaidu from Sri Lanka.
Anshuman from Sri Lanka.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Angela. I'm from Sri Lanka.
Good morning, everyone. I am Lasanga Sondamini from Sri Lanka.
Good morning, everyone. I am Nimeda from Sri Lanka.
Good morning, everyone. I am Asanga from Sri Lanka.
Hello, everybody. Good morning. My name is Nicholas Mandela. I'm from Indonesia.
Hello, good morning. I am Indonesia. I'm from Indonesia.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Devon Stephen from St. Lucia.
Good morning, everyone. I am Janice Sol from Trinidad and Tobago.
Good morning, everyone. I'm from Thailand.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Ahmad from Thailand.
Hi, everyone. I'm Sienna Gancho, or I am from Thailand.
Natasha, I'm from Pakistan, the leading youth of Pakistan Fisher Bagwara. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Sister Christine from Sri Lanka.
Je m'appelle Papsen Ndiaye du Sénégal.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Arvin from Philippines.
Hello, everyone. My name is Terence. I'm also from the Philippines.
Mi nombre es Noelia Leighton y soy de Ecuador, del delta del Guaya en el Golfo de Guayaquil.
Hola, buenos días. Soy Clevel García Albina Anaís, de Ecuador, Esmeralda, Río Buine, Cojimíes.
Dipanika Surya from Sri Lanka, representing NAPSO.
Good morning, Alex from Sri Lanka.
NAPSO, and welcome. I would like to welcome you all to Sri Lanka.
So, Sri Lanka.
Subudesanak, Mama Shanika, and me, Nasi Mukti.
From Pakistan.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Atgoza Letras from Uganda.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Mandela Kendami from South Africa.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Riaz Lekro from Kenya.
Jambo, I'm Sheila Naserian from Kenya.
Bonjour à tous, je suis Daoud Ndiaye, co-président du Forum mondial du Sénégal.
John Spartacus, Tamil Nadu, India.
Good morning, everyone. I am Anomika Dias from Sri Lanka.
Hello, everyone. I'm Madara Vijayatunga, Sri Lanka.
Good morning, everyone. I am Sri Lanka, NEPSO Youth.
I am Afrida Ahmed from Sri Lanka.
Hi everyone, my name is Rupika. I am from Tamil Nadu, India.
We shall overcome someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday.
And that is the aspiration of all of us, to overcome someday. My dear friends, brothers and sisters from all over the world, I'm so glad that I'm here today because our enthusiasm has to be uplifted, our participation has to be intense, and our learning has to be focused. I'm being gifted with so many of these things from 1975. Can you see how old I am? Old man. I started our fisheries activity, not mine. I started with a group of our fisheries activity calling ourselves the National Fish Workers Forum in India. What did we see? We saw the destruction by the trawlers of the bottom of the ocean. We saw the destruction of people in the fields by building aquaculture. We saw rich trawlers, big purseaners grabbing the fish of all our poor artisanal fish workers. We got awakened. We said, we shall overcome. And those were the few days in which we got our heads together to struggle, to make the voices of the small fishermen felt. And that is our task, my dear friends, youngsters especially. Look at the future. Learn from everything that you have here. It's a school. It's going to take effort. We need to be concentrating, for which I suggest that you decrease your time on your instruments and spend more time reading, understanding, asking questions. So I'm the founder member, with great pleasure I say this, of the National Fish Workers Forum in India, 1978, and then the World Forum of Fisher People in 1987. At this juncture, I want to speak about a small aspect of the English language. As I saw the names of some participants coming up on the board, I was very happy to see World Forum of Fisher People. The S was dropped. I've been struggling to have this S dropped for many years because in the English language, people is a plural. So coming back to our struggle, my dear friends, and our school, let us remember three things. One, for these 4 days. One, concentrate on everything you can of what participants say, in spite of the translations you experience in language. Concentrate. Think about what is being said. How do I understand what are the sharings of these worldwide leaders? Think about what has been said. How do I understand the struggles of the small fish worker people? So as you understand and as you think, the third one is very, very, very important. Plan practically what you shall do when you go back home. School. So many of our children and youth go to study abroad. They come back. If they don't come back to their mother country, they will go to a job in another country. So they return with that knowledge, with that determination that they will bring into society what they have learned. This is what we have to do, my friends. And that is why I began by saying we shall overcome. I need to introduce myself a bit. Please remember, I was born and named Xavier Pinto. That is my name. But as time went along, I decided to join the Catholic priesthood, and so I'm now called Father Xavier Pinto, but that is secondary. Because marching on the streets of Goa, I've been arrested. I've spent 5 days in prison. I don't know how many others have the privilege of saying that they have been in prison on behalf of fish workers. Not for any problem between litigations and theft and property. On behalf of the rights of small fish workers, fighting and shouting against those trawlers. I spent 5 days in prison. Not alone, with a group of us. great privilege, great feeling inside to say that if I was arrested because of my struggle on behalf of poor fish workers, then it's worth continuing to struggle. It's worth it. So my dear friends, as time gets along in the meeting, if I do have any opportunity, I'll come back to share. I've been to most of the countries that I mentioned, and I'm very happy to hear Pakistan. I was in Pakistan only 3 weeks ago. But I am afraid I didn't know you all till then. But I'll come back to you. I've traveled to every part of the world as founder member of the World Fisheries World Forum of Fisher People. And we have tried to do our best. It's now up to these people, you, the youth especially, to learn, as I said, and to take the struggle forward. Don't take fame forward. Don't say, I belong to so-and-so organization, so-and-so country, full stop. You have to say that. What is the plan for you when you go back? We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday. Thank you for listening.
On my face, because I'm so excited for this moment, for all of us to be here, but especially and particularly our youth of WFFP. It's not every day that we get to engage with you, and so for that I'm so extremely happy. I prepared something here quickly that I want to share in my speech. So when I think about the WFFP Ocean School and aqua ecology, I reflect and I think back on my personal journey. In 2014, I was a young person just like each and every one of you. And I was attending my first WFFP meeting in Cape Town, South Africa. It was a General Assembly. Honestly, I had no idea what to expect. I was coming into a global movement and sitting in a room similar to this with people like Father Xavier. He wasn't present, but people like him who have been fighting for the movement for years and years, from 1997 and even before that. At that time, I was just in high school. I was young, I was listening, I was trying to understand, but that one experience changed the way I looked at the world. I began to understand that the ocean is our life, it's our livelihood, of course. It is our food, it is our culture, it is our identity. It is people's rights, and it is our future. And most importantly, I learned that people who live and work with the ocean every day, they have knowledge, and this knowledge matters. So that experience shaped who I am today, of course. I actually became an office bearer back then. Did I know exactly what I was doing, what I was getting myself into? Absolutely not. But I knew that I had been given an opportunity, and a man sitting right here amongst us in this room today, he believed in me. He believed that I would be a good contribution to the leadership of WFFP. So I did what many of us do when we are young and thrown into something bigger than ourselves. I listened, I learned, I asked questions along the way. Of course, I made many mistakes, but I did my best. So that is one of the lessons I want to share with you. Just do your best in whatever you're doing. And that is why I believe so strongly what we are doing with the Ocean School and Aqua Ecology. First, we need to change the way we see the ocean. The ocean cannot just be that backdrop in our Instagram or Snapchat or TikTok. No, it is our life. So what I want to ask you, when you look at the ocean, what do you see? Do you see the beach? Do you see fish? Do you see tourism? A place to swim? Or do you see our communities, our food, our...
So, after listening to all, at least, how many countries? 5? 6? 6 countries out of 15. I am really feel that you are already in the same direction that we are talking. So it is really great. That is really important because many countries, as you said, that we are already moving the same direction that we are talking. So with that, I would like to move to my presentation. I want to say how we evolve through the ecology work. Very importantly, I want to say how the political process that we emerge as WFP decision-making process. Also, the context of fisheries, because why ecology is necessary. That is what we are going to do. And a bit of maybe major part of it, basis and content of the ecology. And finally, what we can all do together. So those are the major areas that I just want to talk to you at this session. Fortunately or unfortunately, our main speaker, she's from Latvia and she's supposed to present the food sovereignty basic understanding to you. But people ask me because she is having another South Asian Lavia campus in our program, so that she is unable to attend today. So that I was asked to do the both together, so I have little time to discuss about aquaecology and food sovereignty together. So our work began when we had our General Assembly in 2024. So in 2024, WFP had our 8th General Assembly in Brazil in 2024, and this is very relevant for our ocean school because I can see here we have Devon, Jones, Anomika. Who else are there in 2024 with us at the Youth Assembly? Who are there in the Youth Assembly? Yes. Yeah. Riaz is there, he was there, and also Anomika was there, Devon was there, and Jones was there. Or you are not there? Huh? No. WFP Youth Assembly, which was held in Brazil. So there, we had some resolutions because WFP Secretariat, I am sending WFP Secretariat while I am the convener of the NAPSO. We represent the WFP Secretariat, and we follow the resolutions of General Assembly. When you see, if anyone remember either Jones or Devon or Anomika or Riaz, any one of you remember, we had particularly Youth Assembly in General Assembly, and we had several resolutions. And in that, we had decided that we need to form our international youth working group. So, probably after this work, we will form our international youth working group. That's one of the resolutions here. And also, very clearly mentioned about develop a political education process for you. So the secretariat people thought, yes, it's good that we develop Ocean School to do that, to political formation of the youth. So you are here because of this resolution. So I'm glad that we were able to bring you here and to do this work through our Ocean School. At the same time, again another resolution that was 16.7. If anyone have this one in your hand, I think we have already shared this document resolution with you. Resolution we made this one with you, so you can see. We advocate for inclusion of traditional fishing in school curricula and inspire our new generation in you, our youth. And we thought that we use aquaecology as our way forward. So that's our narrative. That's our practice that we promote. That's a big struggle. This is not a theory alone. It's going to be a huge fight, huge struggle, because we are fighting against the capitalism. We are fighting against the neoliberal policies, which I heard that many of you said from the beginning in the morning up to now. You said that our ocean is our life. Our ocean is our culture. Our ocean is not necessarily for only for finding profits. So it's our way of life, our culture. So that we need to find our own way. So in that way, we thought that we will bring this into your attention, and we wanted to do this to this work together. And we thought that we develop our narratives, and we started developing narratives with the WFP leadership together with NAPSU. So NAPSU started drafting this concept and also vision for future. So we thought that it could be addressed the fisher people's issues, the fisheries crisis of the world, so that we will live in dignity. And also we address current climate crisis. It's a crisis of the humanity. So when we address this crisis, we will have our own future, because otherwise you will lose this. We will all will be vanished from this planet. So when we present this to WFP coordination committee, this August last week, we were there in Indonesia, and we are here with Nibras, Ahmed, and also with Susan and Yoga, the people in the Bahasa Independent channel, and also participants from Indonesia, together with our co-chairs and who else? Yes, Madara and also Signu were there. So we all were together, and we decided that aquaecology as our political process and practice for food sovereignty. So that was one of the successful story there. And also, we thought it is important that we need to carry forward this idea, but it is not easy without having commitment of the people, the other people. We thought that we develop youth working group, we develop food sovereignty working group, and bring aquaecology forward for the future. So with that, I need to say now the next step, that's the political context. Actually, when we see the current political context, political, social, economic context, we can see ocean grabbing as our big threat to the people, mainly the coastal people and also the fishing communities. maybe it is also related to Indian communities as well. And we know the bottom trawling, industrial trawling, and also involvement of fishing grounds through various ways. And we know tourism zones, it's our experience in Sri Lanka and many parts of other parts of the world. We are not against tourism, but tourism captured our land, our waters, and our beaches, our mangrove forests, and wherever possible resource that they exploit, pushing us away from it. And we remember in 2004, when tsunami came, many governments pushed our people away from the coast, saying that in the name of security, you need not to be stay in the beaches. You should go away and vacate all the beaches, and they replace tourism zones. And maybe some of you have read or heard about one of the prominent writers called Naomi Klein said the disaster capitalism. So it's very well written and very well experienced in not only in tsunami but also any other wars, other disasters, either natural disasters or man-made disasters. We were experienced this very badly during the past. Maybe now it is almost 21 years, 22 years. We all felt that. At the same time, the regulations also. I mean, in the neoliberal globalization process, deregulation is one of the major ways that governments are taking our resources away. The coastal buffer zones is one of the major things, and the other one, we know some of the areas like Vidataltiu. Our people are here from Mana, and we have very particular biodiversity hotspot which is called Vidataltiu Lagoon. And the Vidataltiu Lagoon, it's a nature reserve, declared nature reserve, and they don't want to deregulate or degassette the area to allow to use industrial aquaculture. So that's the way the situation is changing and situation is coming or going against the fisher community. And also we know a lot of climate impacts. Also last year, our team who were there in 10 countries, we conducted a research, and 10 countries our people attended COP30 at the Brazil, Belém in Brazil. Maybe some of the people are here. Maybe one of them was Susan, Rias, you were there, Madara was there, and who else among this group? Maybe several people attended Brazil COP30 with this sea level rise report. So we conducted the report in 10 countries, and people attended with that and had a people's summit, and there is a voice against that. And also the extreme weather conditions. Mainly the fisher people are the worst affected. My colleague Prasad this morning told me there were 3 people, one woman and one 8-year child and 12-year child. Because of the economic hardships, mother took the children into the sea, not to the sea, lagoon actually. Lagoon. And the boat was capsized and they died. 3 people, mother and the 2 people, 2 children died because of these adverse weather conditions. So in that, we can see the fisher people are the worst affected in this climate crisis. So we need to find solutions on that. And also, fake climate solutions are coming now. Maybe carbon trading. So they want to trade carbon while emitting the same amount of carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, and other greenhouse gases to the environment. So that it's a big crisis of the humanity. So we can survive any further. So that we need some solutions on that. At the same time, the countries like us, Belize, Sri Lanka, and many other countries are affected with debt crisis. We are really down. Recently we were bankrupt country. Sri Lanka became a bankrupt country, and IMF coming in and they put pressure on our governments to squeeze the people's neck and get as much as taxes they can. So we are facing big troubles on that. At the same time, we know the role of women is not really visible and also not respected and maybe not equally treated. So we need to address all these matters. So with this, we came up with some resolutions at the General Assembly. Again, all the resolutions, when you see here, you can see the main issues that we are addressing, and we discussed at Brazil, and we discussed about industrial fishing, and we discussed about industrial aquaculture, and we have launched a grand scale, massive scale industrial aquaculture campaign right now. Maybe you people also should join many ways. You can join with us because the aquaculture campaign is one of the major campaigns we are engaging right now. And also we know how the fishing grounds are privatized and water bodies are privatized. And we know mangrove grounds are being captured by tourism and many other industries. Also WTO, we know the WTO fisheries subsidy crisis. Terence is here, where is Terence? Terence is here, and Jones is here, and many people who engage in WTO subsidy dialogue. So they are part of the whole process of discussing. Unfortunately, not Terence. So they were already adapted the WTO fisheries subsidy convention, what do you call it? Subsidy agreement, so that we were affected with that. Mainly the small scale fishers, a small industry is affected. And many of the countries, we know that extractivism is one of the biggest threat to us. Again, as a good example is Sri Lanka. Now, many parts of Sri Lankan coastal areas are being captured for sand mining. I have mentioned oil and gas, but also sand mining is taking place in north and the east, and also some northwestern provinces of the country, my country at least. So we face big climate crisis. Climate crisis and climate justice, that is one of the resolutions in our report. At the same time, we found that 30 by 30 mean by 2030, 30% of water bodies, 30% of land areas will be declared as conservation areas without considering the fisher people's involvement, their engagement, their livelihoods, their survival, their cultures. Forgetting all these things, they will declare this area as conservation areas so that people will be affected. And also in that, many of the countries we affect with marine protected areas without considering people's participation, people's voice, and many global agreements. And therefore, nature resource that is also part, because we are indebted to many of the capitalism or capitalist countries, and we need to pay some debt with our ways, and we agree, our governments are agreed to do that, and we want to study that. And also, when people come forward to fight against all these difficulties, people will be criminalized, and also they use military, and some areas declared as high security zones, no man zones, and so on, for military to utilize those land, and maybe later stage they will use for other so-called development activities. So with that, we thought that's very important that I put this slide, because we need to respect the contribution of women. So 50% of fisher's contribution coming from fisher women, so that we need to get their involvement. And also the aquaculture is major threats to our fishing communities right now. And Food and Agriculture Organization. The Food and Agriculture Organization is taking serious effort and whatever way that they can do to strongly accelerate to industrial aquaculture. So they call it blue transformation. So the blue transformation mechanism is used for aquaculture promotion, so that fishing communities will be wiped out. And this year, another 2024 State of Fisheries and Aquaculture report produced by Food and Agriculture Organization. What they say 60% of the global fish catch or the fish catch, total supply is coming from aquaculture. And by 2030, it will goes up to 75%. So in that, the fisher communities are no more important. They use our grounds for fishing, not for fishing, but for aquaculture. Even mangrove grounds or lagoons or any other areas that they will use for industrial aquaculture, so that we are launching an industrial aquaculture campaign. Okay, now I would like to come to the next stage, that is about what are the solutions that social movements, the global social movements produce or provide. So the global social movement come up with a solution not only to the food crisis, economic crisis, climate crisis, and also the crisis of the humanity, that they are ready to take up this as a way forward for food sovereignty. So here I have put one side the first column empty. Maybe most of you, or some of you, let's say, are known about the food sovereignty principles. I would like to know from you this, because this has been discussed since 2007, and by now most of you should know. But if it is you are not knowing, that's all right. But I would like to know from you, because if I say all these things, then you think that I am a pandit. In my language, it's pandit means knowing everything. No, it's not like that. Even in the my neighboring country languages are also saying pandit in the same manner. So anyhow, so I would like to know from you, what are the 6 principles of food sovereignty? I would like to get the response from you, those who are knowing about the food sovereignty principles. Anybody wants to respond? Raise your hand and say the first principle. Yeah, please take mine.
Okay, putting control in communities.
People's control of food production. Correct. I think people are not eating anything in the morning. It's like that they don't have the energy. Can you give a big hand to this lady? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, that's one of the principles that is shared. Okay, that's one. Next one, second. There are 6. Who want to raise? Yeah, go ahead.
Focusing on food for people.
Focus food for people and not for profit. Right? So have a big hand to her as well. I think these people are not having really. Yeah. Okay, that is the second principle. I think we have been discussing this so long, we know all these matters. But when we go to understand about the food sovereignty, when we apply it in these fisheries, so we want to say fisheries prioritize for local nutrition and food security as the first principle. So role of agriculture, actually we want diverse low input systems producing affordable nutritious food, because food production should be affordable to everyone, not necessarily for the people who are having money in their hand. And recognition of small scale fishers and women as food providers. So we need community managed production and input systems. So that's what we promote here in agroecology. And strengthening local and territorial fish markets. Maybe we need to produce some amount to the market as well. So decentralized production close to consumption. So it's not coming from Europe, and also Sri Lankan foods not go to America and so on. So it should be decentralized food production system. And co-management and rights-based governance, we promote that, and community decision making aligned with ecosystems. So people know who are living with ecosystems. They know how and what species in which time, and which time of the day, and which period of the season, and so on. Everything they know very well. When you go to all this 14, you will learn the people's traditional knowledge, the basic knowledge that they are having. And some areas, fisher people, they know for that particular rock, particular fish species coming in a particular time of the year. And they know to go that area and to collect fish from that area, and not to overexploit as well. At the same time, they know during the year how the weather patterns. Okay, June supposed to be storms, and people think that time should not be go to the sea. That's the traditional knowledge they know. And also, they know in the remote areas that the birds who are going to the sea, going down to the sea, how they, what are the fish species in that particular area, particular sea. They know that with their knowledge, their practices. But now we are forgetting everything, because at that time, people live with the nature. People are living in nature. They are protecting their disasters. They don't go to the sea during difficult period. So everything is well known to them. They live in the nature. But now we are forgetting everything, and we are destroying ourselves as well. So in that, we think this is very, very practical knowledge, practical experience, practical wisdom that we are promoting, and we need to gather and promote it again if we want to really live with the nature and face the challenges of the current situation. And we say valuing indigenous and experiential knowledge, that's what I'm saying. Also, ecosystem-based fisheries management is very important in this process. Okay, now we go to understanding aquaecology and fishing, about fishing communities. When we say aquaecology, it says the relationship between aquatic ecosystems, biodiversity, and human use in sustainable manner, using traditional knowledge. So this is not a big thing, this is not a new thing, but we need to go back to our originals, and we need to maybe start from the beginning, start from the zero. But it is important if we are going to challenge all those blue transformation, blue economy, carbon trading, and all these matters. So we need to think about that. And we need to give importance to ecosystems. We need to give importance to mangroves, coral reefs, seaweeds, and bottom of the sea, and so on. So why we promote small-scale fisheries? Some of my friends in the audience are not really happy to talk about this. It should be all fisheries, they say, but mainly, majority in the world, as we consider the fishes, are small-scale, and majority, about 90%, are coming from Asia Pacific. So we need to think how these people engage in this process as an initiative. and role of fishers on nutrition, livelihoods, culture and local ecosystems, local economies as way of life is very important to consider. And use of traditional knowledge, I don't want to repeat it again, and promotion of sustainable use of resources. Today, it is happening, whatever we can, it's the nature of fishers anyhow. It's in the one. So fishers are trying to get as much as they can, and it earn much as possible, but it should be more sustainable. You cannot take all the fish. Maybe some, there is a big struggle going on in our country on destructive fishing. The destructive fishing practices like light pulsing nets. We have triple nets called Laila, Surku, dog net and so on. But all these are really destructive. So people are having big fight against all these destructive fishing deals. In that, we need to think about how to have more sustainable use of the resources. And importantly, the role of women. And equity is very important because women are not equally treated in fishing communities, mainly in the capitalist system. But we need to promote equal participation and also the decision-making process of women in the fish production system. And we need to think about the threats, the pollution, unsustainable aquaculture practices, habitat destruction, unsustainable destructive tourism expansion, and so on. Right. We have here actually we need to develop and sharpen this. Even we at the CC meeting early August at the CC meeting we discussed this and we agreed that we need to sharpen our wisdom, our knowledge, our practices with engagement of more people, and we thought that initially we promote 10 principles to adopt as way forward. However, later we came up with 6 principles, but I put here 10 principles to discuss. I just mentioned again the central role of communities and community participation is important. That is not a new thing, but it's a major thing. And then equal resource sharing and sustenance, equitable resource sharing and sustenance, and also sustenance of ecosystems and community management. Fourth, gender equity and gender justice in all levels. Fifth, building hope and sustainable futures for youth. So you are here because you are very important to take forward this dialogue and this knowledge and practice. And promotion of appropriate technologies for fishing. 7, introduce nature-based solution for fisheries crisis. You know, when we say nature-based solutions, maybe don't get excited because maybe conservation group are also talking about this language, but we want to take this as one of the major areas that we want to promote. And community education and effective engagement on development processes. Human rights-based approach in fisheries governance and participatory action and movemental engagement. So those are the major principles that we are promoting in our process. So I'm not going to go detail of this one, but it is important to consider the central role of communities and community participation. It's not a new thing. But community education and effective engagement on development processes, it is very important. And sustenance of ecosystems and community management, people should involve in this process. All three are all together come together as well, but it is very specifically we need to mention, and gender justice. And youth leadership, building hope and sustainable future for youth, because youth don't want to continue fishing anymore, because they want to find solutions, maybe in Europe, maybe in America, maybe in Australia, maybe some other countries, so-called developed countries. So people are not really continue in this, not only in fishing but also agriculture or any other communities. People are not ready to continue these professions at all. So how do we build up hope for future, hope for people? And also we have ethno-fishery practices. The fisher people have their own ways of doing many things, so we call it ethno-fishery. And promote appropriate technology for fishing. At the same time, we need to take human-based approach for fisheries governance. Finally, come to the way forward. What are we going to do? We need to strengthen food sovereignty. Here I put Sri Lanka because I didn't change this one. I use this site. I take this site from my own Sri Lankan dialogue, so I did not change that. And by building ecological knowledge, rights awareness, and community leadership, particularly among youth and women, through aqua ecology practices, traditional practices, and critical engagement with policies and technologies affecting food systems. And the second goal is to develop, test, practice, and advocate an ecology framework for WFP that advance food sovereignty, ecological justice, gender justice over the rights of traditional, artisanal, and all fishers and water-dependent communities, which is the contribution of fishing communities to just global food system dialogue. So that's what we want to promote. Okay, there are several slides about this this goal in many aspects, about traditional knowledge, about protect of aquatic ecosystems, and also how to develop, protect our bamboo ecosystems, coral reefs, seaweeds, and many things. I'm not going to give details because we have a discussion before we go for lunch. This dialogue actually protects sustainable food production system. Came from nearly Common Political Action Agenda last year when we met third yearly forum, and we call it Common Political Action Agenda, that CPA, and we want to take forward this dialogue as one of the way forward of nearly. And also we have several resolutions about customary tenure rights. We can see some of the resolutions emerge from T8 from Brazil. So we need to learn from fisher people, and we need to identify many signs of nature to protect lives and livelihoods. So that is in that aspect. I don't want to go detail, but I can share this with you. And also we just discuss about contribute to the dialogue of agrarian reform. So it's land-based process, and which was promoted by the farmers groups mainly, people who engage in agricultural processes. But we as fisher groups, we promote and we mediate at the ICAD, and we started dialogue on aquatic reform. So this dialogue is was emerged at the ICAD. Many people here who attended ICAD, Nadine, Dauda, who else? Devon, yes, Devon. Susan, you are not there, right? You are not there. So many of us here who are part of that process, and we are promoting aquatic reform as one of the major areas of our engagement. And again, so we say no to privatization. So privatization of water bodies, it's again WFA resolution, it's here. So we are based on our resolutions. At the same time, we say no to group transformation. Again, That's part of our resolutions. And also, we say no to ocean grabbing. So we have a specific ocean grabbing working group in WFP. We invite our youth to join to ocean grabbing working group for fight against ocean grabbing. At the same time, we are having, we say, no pure water, no clean and nutritious food. So that's one of the slogans of us, because we know the dumping of waters, dumping of garbage, nuclear waste, and legal waste, and urban waste are dumping into our water bodies. In the lagoons, mainly in the lagoon, it's affected very badly with this one. And we know some metals like mercury is increasing in the lagoon, which shows that a lot of, in fact, what you call a lot of poisonous minerals or metals are aggregating in water body. So that we say that no pure water, no clean and nutritious food. So we want to promote that. And it's again, we say no to heavily chemical-based aquaculture. It's here. So we are based on this one for aquaecology practice here. At the same time, we say no to GMOs, genetically modified organisms, on fish culture and so on. And we say no bottom trawling. Bottom trawling is one of the biggest threat, biggest problem in our part of the world. Mainly there's a big crisis between India and Sri Lanka, and maybe some other parts also. And in 2004, we had one of resolution in Kisumu, Kenya, when we had our 4th General Assembly. So we adopted this resolution, we say no to bottom trawling. So they are also very, very important matters that we need to take forward. Okay, so this is not just a theoretical way of doing things. So we need to engage, struggle. So in Sri Lanka, I put several photos from my own country. I did not use anything from others. But this is one of the struggles that we engage, on land issues and water issues. And you can see this corner is about the port city, the Sri Lankan financial city, which is a China project here in Sri Lanka. So we fight against that recently, but we failed. But however, there is one of the projects that we engage against this capitalist system. At the same time, now I again urge from you all, many of you may know and some of you may know, don't know, but we engage the global fight against industrial agriculture. That's also a resolution of WFP, and we are fighting and we are engaging, and we urge you to join the campaign of global fight against industrial agriculture. And when we say the fights, so one of the decisive victorious fights we had was fight against the seaplane struggle in Nigambu Lagoon. So that was one of the successful story, and we won that struggle with the participation of people. And here we have united our women from Sri Lanka. Maybe you heard some of them say that I am from Sri Lanka, because they are proud, because they were in the forefront of this struggle, and they were part of the struggle. When men gave up the struggle, women came forward and fought, and they were the main backbone of the struggle. So maybe we need to give a big hand to these women who are there. So give a hand. Maybe you can thank the people who came from Sri Lanka to show your faces, those who were engaged in this struggle during that time. Maybe you are not part of that, but they are from Sri Lanka. So they are the people who are engaged in this fight. Also, we give very important position for women. Those are really committed for women's this struggle. So last year, we declared the 5th of November as the International Fisher Women Day. So that was one of the decisive campaigns we launched during the year, and we have a women's working group and the women's assembly, right? Women's assembly. So the women's assembly took the lead and they launched 5 weeks campaign. So to honor to all these women, our elders, maybe we give a big hand to those women who engage that campaign. That is not enough. Maybe we will on fire. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Alright, so we engage various campaigns, and 5th of November this year, again, we celebrate International Women's Day. International Fisher Women's Day. Sorry. So we are going to celebrate again, and we are not going to have 5 weeks campaign. However, we will celebrate. And again, these women, they were fully engaged with that campaign at that time. So we are really grateful to you about this work you are engaged in. Right. You can see here now we are here for discussing about the global agroecology campaign, let's say process. So we develop our theory and we are engaged in the practice. So we are working and we are just implementing. To do this work, maybe in our NAPSO presentation, they said that the Gaul, Nigambu and Polonaro people engage the aquaculture practices in coastal, lagoon and also inland fisheries areas, which we have already engaged to develop understanding and engagement of aquaculture practices in our campaign. Here, you are here because we want to promote not only Sri Lanka but also the other part of the world as a common direction, common understanding, common wisdom, common vision and common practice. So that's why you are here. You are invited here. So today we want to launch this campaign to develop aquaculture as our way forward. So in that, maybe you can do media work, writing, songs, poems, drama, whatever way that you can do. You can start taking forward this ideology. So we want to invite you to do that. Maybe you cannot be a trainer there, but you can be a trainer also. Okay, you can take this knowledge. We can share all this knowledge, all this understanding, all this work with you. Then you can start this work taking forward. Okay, finally, I would say we emphasize food sovereignty solution to ecological, political, climate, and human rights issues, and ecology as political process in fisheries. Also, we give importance of global solidarity to WFP Youth Assembly and Youth Working Group. So maybe we need to form our Youth Working Group here before we conclude these 4-day sessions. An invitation to collective action and continued collaboration through our ocean schools. Maybe not only in Sri Lanka, but also maybe in Caribbean, maybe in Latin America, maybe in Americas, maybe in Africa and other parts of the world, maybe Pacific. We can have our ocean schools in the future with our abilities, our capacities, and maybe financial possibilities. And also, we engage global food sovereignty campaign emerged from 3rd GLD Global Forum as convergence of social movements to common political action agenda. So thanks to John. So he brought this book to me. He put all the CPA, common political action agenda, into this document, and this is also part of his work. So he helped me to put this together. Anyhow, so we want to take this as not a loan. We will take this as collective food sovereignty movement So global food sovereignty movement, we want to push this one. Even at the IPC general meeting, which was held in Turkey, Nadine and I were there. Yes. Yeah. So we were there and we agreed that we take this forward as common action for us. And also, inspired by NAFSU and WFP, and renewed our commitment towards food sovereignty through agroecology, and continue to engage with systematic change that we agreed at the third Near Global Forum. And we need to reactivate the food sovereignty working group. It is inactive now. It is inactive now. So we want to take this as the central work for the working group and take this forward. And we agreed this at the CC meeting held in Indonesia last week. So we want to take this. And this is not only one time work. We want to have, when you see the, you have your hand, this process of our what I call this process in your hand in 4 languages, at least 3 languages, French, Spanish and English. We will put in other languages as well in a later stage. But it says that we will have a kind of an evaluation online, okay, not necessarily a physical gathering like this, after 3 months' time. That will be in December. And again, another gathering will be in March or May, together with you all, to assess how far we move, how far we work together, how far we successfully engage this process. And at the same time, if you people are successfully engaged this process and do some practical work back home, we will have another gathering. We hope that we can gather again next August before the General Assembly. General Assembly will be held in November next year in Turkey. But before that, hopefully, we don't know, just an idea, with the commitment of yours. It all depends on your commitment, your work, who engage in this process, and apply the knowledge, apply and practice with your organization, with your community, at least at one community in your own areas. You initiate certain things, you develop certain practices, you gather certain knowledge, you document certain things in your in your work. Then we can have a more practical work by 2027 or little later. So it all depends on you. So this is the process. So this is the background. This is the content, and this is the whole evolution. So it's up to you how we move forward. So I hope I made it. So thank you very much.